Okay, so the old favorites, I grew up on PlayStation, obviously, and the Twisted Metal series was always my favorite. Twisted Metal 2 is my favorite game, by far. I don't think any of the Twisted Metals they made after that, like, compared to that one. It was so good. And I still have, like, a code book with all the level codes and everything to get to the next levels. But newer games, the Fallout series, for sure. I'm a huge fan of that. I've played New Vegas and Fallout 4 like 3 or 4 times each just to join different factions and see what happens. I like Final Fantasy 14. It's an MMO. Obviously the classic one, Final Fantasy 7 is awesome. And Final Fantasy 10, which kind of got me into like turn-based combat stuff. It's awesome. It's a compliment. I'll take it. Most of the comparisons I get are pretty good. Yeah, and people say Griffith too. Griffith is kind of one of the reasons I dyed my hair, to be honest, because I was so inspired. Yeah. Most of the lines in, like, if we're talking about recent songs, like most of the lines in Kali Yuga are super important to me because I wrote that in a really one of the hardest emotional times of my life. I'm reading shit from kids that tell me they just want to quit. You're not alone. I feel like dying. And it's just basically to let everyone know. Because I get a lot of DM requests from kids and stuff that, you know, say literally that they just want to quit life or quit what they're doing or, you know, give up on whatever it is or drop out of school or whatever. And it's like, the message is that, you know, obviously it's self-explanatory. I've been there too, or I am there right now. And, you know, you don't have to give up like that because we're all in this together, basically, you know. And the whole song, like, even, like, I thought about taking my life on Periscope. Literally, like, I was, like, thinking about live streaming my suicide because I was so fucking depressed. And I just was in the darkest place I've ever been. And there's you know, there's no reason to go through with something like that when you haven't even explored all your options yet, you know, and you haven't even seen what else there is. You think you've seen this or that, but there's so much more. You know, I learned something literally every year, every couple of years, and I just look back at myself a year ago and I'm like, fuck, like, I was stupid as hell, you know, for even thinking that way. But you're not the only one who suffers from that decision, and all you're doing essentially is taking your suffering and putting it on everybody else. And I think that's the worst thing you could do. Just know that you're not alone in feeling how you do, and, you know, I feel the same way every day, and I cope with it, so you can too. Depression is like, yeah, it's definitely real. It's definitely a chemical imbalance, for sure. A lot of times it could be, depending on how mild it is, it could be fought with just, you know, mindset, positive thinking, flipping things around. Other times it's really not that easy. It's legitimately a chemical imbalance, and you wake up every morning, you go to sleep every night, and you don't want to do anything that you're doing. You don't even want to breathe. You don't want to see the light of day, you know. But it's like, you got to find, I actually realized this today. I was in the van and I was feeling really depressed, and then Nedar did something stupid or said something stupid, and I started laughing, and I instantly just realized, like, wow, I feel better. Even if it's for this 30 seconds, like, I feel great. And it made me realize, like, laughter, like they say, really is the best medicine. Like, I try to watch, like, funny shit or something, and it, believe it or not, it, you know, really helps, because it's hard to be sad if you're laughing, you know, in the moment that you're laughing. Even if it's just those little moments of happiness, it helps, you know. You know. Oh, fuck. Dude, it's so cheesy and stupid, but the biggest thing that turns me on more than anything is a girl who's smart as fuck. Like, even a girl who's, like, smarter than me. Like, if you could teach me something, like, that's, like, serious. Like, the girl I'm with now is a nursing student, and she's also super passionate about, like, astrophysics and stuff, and that's, like, she's a model too, but that's not, like, what drew me to her. Like, it was, you know, the mental stuff. Because, like, there's girls that, like, even if I'm physically attracted to you, like, if you're stupid, like, I can't even, you know, get turned on or anything. It's just, like, a waste. So, yeah, definitely, like, intelligence is my biggest thing.